All of this stuff is now part of our culture, and it's inescapable. So the work is to develop a healthier relationship with the technology. And there have been great books written on this. Sherry Turkle's book, Together Alone, is an amazing study of how this technology has infiltrated our lives. But it also offers suggestions like, and I'm sure you and your friends have instituted stuff like this, where you go to a meal and everybody has to put their phones down, and then the first person to check their phone has to pay the bill.
I haven't done that one yet, but I like that one.
Yeah,
I'm writing that down.
Yeah. So, I think I don't think there's a universal set of rules because our personality types are so different. But I do think that if you spend the bulk of your waking hours having disembodied experiences with other people, that is, experiences that occur only through the screen, the long-term health effects of that are going to be disastrous. We're embodied creatures. We live with the bodies we have, and we have to figure out how to live together. Yeah. The technology we have right now is allowing us on every side to escape into these polarized worlds and these echo chambers where everybody agrees. But it's step out of your house and walk down the street, and you're suddenly in a very different world.
Yeah. And as humans, we seek acceptance, which is why we're so driven to social media. And then when we're not accepted and we're rejected, it's so hard to deal with. And that's so easy online. And, I know this, especially with being a writer who puts out my stuff,
Yes.
Yeah. So, we seek that acceptance from everyone in our feed and our following. And it's just, human nature.
It is. And then, so part of what, I feel like my job as an educator is to help people get more comfortable with a state of not being accepted, that there are ways of criticizing other people that don't involve personal attacks. And there's ways of discussing ideas that don't immediately go to the starkest, most nuclear options,
Yeah.
But all of that is not natural. I mean, that's what education is for. It's to train us how to interact with each other in less primal, tribal ways.
Well, I'm glad you're out there doing that. So because we need it. So if you could take one thing that you want people to learn from this book or get out of this book, and sum up, what this whole book means to you and what you want it to mean to others, what would you say?
Well, I say in the introduction that if you want the quick take on the book, it's simply this: slow down, full stop, right? Just slow down. And that's a funny thing to say about a book that's 300 pages long and has a jillion footnotes in it. But the book is really my 7 full years of trying to think about what happened in an instant, which is Tyler going to the George Washington Bridge and downloading the Facebook app on the way, which I think is an interesting detail, a detail I think younger people would be more likely to appreciate than older people. But that meant he didn't have it on his phone up until that moment, which is, when we're talking about relationship to social media, most people have that app on their phone, right? But he downloads it on the way to the bridge, and he gets to the bridge, and the last thing he does is he types in, "Jumping off the GW Bridge, sorry." It's just 5 words, and I spent 7 years trying to think about what that meant and why he did that, and who was he saying he was sorry to. We rush so quickly to understand things in the age of Twitter that we really miss the incredible complexity of human existence. And what makes us human is when we slow down.
Absolutely. I love that advice. Well, thank you, Richard, so much for being on the podcast. I've really enjoyed our talk, and best of luck with everything with your new book.
Thank you, Nikki. Thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed it.
If you're interested in learning more about privacy online, check out Richard's new book, On the End of Privacy. You can buy it on Amazon. Or check out my TEDx talk on YouTube. This has been an episode of Talk Digital to Me, a weekly podcast released every Monday, keeping you up to date with the people and trends in digital, AI, and tech. Follow on Instagram at TDTM Podcast and subscribe to our channel on whichever platform you're listening to us now. See you next time.